Today, I want to show you a little Chrome extension I've been building called Langit, multi-language vocabulary trainer. It's simple on the surface, but the idea behind it is kind of sneaky. It helps you grow vocabulary in multiple languages at the same time without turning your life into an endless flashcard prison. Because let's be honest, most of us don't sit down and study vocabulary. We do the classic routine: open a page, see a word we don't know, pretend we'll remember it, and then we never see it again. Or we do the other classic routine: we copy it into Google Translate, get the meaning, feel productive for 3 seconds, and then the word evaporates from memory like it never existed. Langit is built for the real world version of learning, the version where you're just browsing, reading, working, researching, doom scrolling, and then boom, an unfamiliar word shows up. Instead of breaking your flow and opening a translator app, you just save the word and move on. Then later, Langit nudges you with reminders and translations on your schedule, so the words actually stick. Here's the core concept: you're reading anything in your browser, a blog post, documentation, a news article, a random thread, whatever. You highlight a word or short phrase, right click, and Langit offers to save it. One click. That's it. It's like bookmarking vocabulary. And the key part is, it's not only learn English words or learn German words. The goal is to grow a word base that becomes useful across multiple languages. So if you're learning, say, German and French at the same time, Langit stores the original word and then gives you translations in both languages. If you choose more languages in settings, it'll show you more translations. Yes, I know what you're thinking. So it's Google Translate, but with extra steps. No, Google Translate is a quick hit. Langit is a system. It's designed to build an accumulating library of words that return to you later through reminders, like little vocabulary ambushes. So your brain gets multiple exposures over time. And speaking of ambushes, reminders are configurable. You can set the days of the week when Langit is allowed to interrupt you. You can set a time window, like only remind me between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m., because nobody wants vocabulary pop-ups at 2:13 a.m. when you're questioning your life decisions. And you can set the frequency in minutes. If you put 120 minutes, you'll get a reminder every 2 hours during the allowed days and time range. The reminder itself is simple. It shows the saved word or phrase and the translations in the languages you selected. This is important. Langit is trying to stay clean and not turn into a complicated language platform. It's meant to be a lightweight tool you forget exists until it politely taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, remember this word." Now, a few practical details about how it works. Inside the extension, there's a management screen where you can see your saved words. You can edit them if you save something weird. You can delete stuff you don't care about. And the extension sends these actions to my server, where words are stored in a database. On the server side, there's a translation process that checks which saved words are not translated yet. If a word is new, meaning we don't already have translations cached, it translates it using OpenAI. If it's not new and translations already exist, it simply reuses the saved translations from the database. That's a big deal for speed and cost. So, in plain human language, once a word has been translated before, it's basically known to the system. New users benefit from that. The translations can be instantly available because they've already been generated and stored. And yes, right now, at the moment I'm recording this, the translator on the backend uses GPT 3.5 Turbo, but that can change. The actual translation model may be different by the time you're watching this because models evolve, pricing changes, and honestly, I'm not emotionally attached to one model. I'm attached to the outcome: good translations, fast response, stable costs. Now, I should mention something important. The extension exists, it works, but I'm currently dealing with the classic welcome to platform life issue: publishing. Chrome Web Store has a profile verification step, and in my case, it includes a payment profile verification. That can take time. So if you go looking for the extension and you don't see a public link yet, that's why. What I'll do is, the moment the extension is publicly listed, The official marketplace link will appear in the video description. But if the marketplace link is still missing when you're watching this video and you still want to test it, you can email me. I'll send you the extension package directly so you can try it while the store process does its slow bureaucratic dance. Because the whole point is to get it into real usage and get feedback. The tool becomes better only when people start using it in messy, real conditions, not in the perfect imaginary world where every extension is approved in 5 minutes by a friendly robot who says, "Great job, citizen developer." Also, pricing plan. This part matters. The free version is meant to be useful, but the long term idea is to offer a subscription in the range of $5 per month, mainly to increase limits significantly, like how many words you can store, how often you can get reminders, possibly advanced features later, things like that. Because translation costs money, databases cost money, databases cost money. My sanity also costs money, unfortunately, and there is no discount code for that. But I do want to do something fun. The first 10 users who comment and subscribe, basically early supporters, can get a free subscription, like a founders club, but without the weird NFT vibes and without selling you a dream. Just you help me test it, you get premium access. Now, who is this extension actually for? It's for people who learn through browsing, people who read in multiple languages, people who don't want to stop their flow to open a translator, people who want vocabulary growth to happen in the background, like passive income, except it's passive vocabulary. And sadly, vocabulary does not pay your rent, but it does pay your brain later. Also, it's great if you're learning two or three languages and you want to build a bridge between them. Because when you see the translations side by side, your brain starts making connections faster. You're not just memorizing isolated words, you're building a small internal dictionary with crosslinks. And I'm not pretending this replaces deep study, but I'll say it clearly. Most people don't need a perfect study system. They need a system that works with their behavior, not against it. And this is where my favorite part comes in, the vibe of building it. I built this in a vibe coding style, which means I didn't sit down and write a giant technical document and plan for 3 months and then hire a team of 12 engineers and produce a corporate masterpiece. No, I built the core, then I kept iterating. I made tweaks mostly related to configuration and behavior. The kind of development where you go, okay, this part is annoying. Let's fix. And then you fix it. And then you go, okay, now this part is annoying. And then you fix that too. It's less like engineering a spaceship and more like customizing a tool you actually use. But here's the bigger picture, and I want to share this in the middle because it frames why I'm doing this at all. What I do on this channel is basically a mix of collecting small, real online assets, discovering new online tools, figuring out how to build or buy tiny tools like a small SaaS, a bot, a microservice, and then learning how to manage it, automate it, scale it, and most importantly, how to not go broke while doing it. That's the game. Small systems, real usage, fast loops, learn, build, test, improve. And Langit is exactly that type of project. By the way, if you're enjoying this kind of small tool building content, this is the moment where I do the YouTube ritual. Please hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel, it helps the algorithm understand that we're doing something useful here. And it tells YouTube not to bury this video under 50 reaction clips and conspiracy documentaries about why your toaster is spying on you. Back to Langit. Let me explain the workflow again, but in a day in the life way. You're reading something. You find a word you don't know. You highlight it. Right click. Save to Langit. Done. Later you're working and the reminder pops up. Your saved word appears and under it, translations into the languages you've selected. Maybe English plus German plus French or whatever your mix is. You see it multiple times over days and weeks. That repetition is where the learning happens, not in one dramatic moment, but in small exposures. Your brain is basically like a cat. It doesn't respond to one big command. It responds to repeated gentle nudges. And because the translations are cached, you're not waiting for the system every time. New word, it'll translate. Existing word, it's instant. Now, about the 21 languages thing. Right now, the extension supports a list of 21 languages in settings. You pick the ones you're learning. That determines what translations you see. The goal is not to overwhelm you with a wall of text, but to let you set your own learning environment. If you only want one language, pick one. If you're a language maniac and you want five, go for it. But I'll warn you, if you pick too many, your reminder pop ups will start to look like a small United Nations meeting. Now, limitations and honesty time. Because this is a new tool, it's not perfect. And I'm not going to pretend it's perfect. The store publishing process is still in progress. Some UI parts can be improved. The reminder selection logic can be improved. And I want feedback from real users to see what's actually annoying. So here's what I want from you. If you have ideas for new extensions, new micro tools, or upgrades for this one, send them to me. Seriously. I'm collecting ideas and I actually implement the ones that make sense. For Langit, specifically, ideas could be like better reminder modes, spaced repetition difficulty buttons, categories and tags, save full phrase versus single word, showing example sentence, importing from a list, syncing across devices. Anything that makes it more useful without making it bloated. I'm aiming for that sweet spot, powerful but still lightweight. And the business side, if this becomes stable and useful, the $5 per month subscription becomes a real thing. The free tier stays useful, but the subscription makes the limits way bigger and keeps the system running without me living on instant noodles and existential dread. So, again, if you want early access and potentially free subscription, comment and subscribe. First 10 people get it. And if the Chrome Web Store link isn't in the description yet, email me and I'll send you the extension directly to test. Then tell me what breaks, what's confusing, and what feels great. Because the best software is not the one with the fanciest marketing, it's the one that quietly becomes part of someone's routine. Now I'll end with a question for you, because I want this to be a conversation, not a monologue. If you could change one thing about how you learn vocabulary while browsing, what would it be? And what would make you actually use a tool like Langit every day?